Good day, lords and ladies. Welcome to Urban Cards, a deck building card battling game by Hughes Games. I should say. And you can see them down here. And let's just do a Cornish. We're going to do a Cornish first. Look at this title. Let's first check out the settings. To be honest, the settings are fairly basic. You've got your audio, you've got your graphic settings, and you've got your basic game settings. There's not a ton of setting options. Language options are limited to 7 languages, which is not bad. I'm not a fan of having the exit game button right here, though. Normally you would have it on the main screen only. I don't like it that they've put it in the options because it's really easy for people to go like, oh, it's exit menu, so you press that and basically exit the game. Besides this, we have your card library. There's 4 main decks to play. There's 4 main decks to play, and each deck will have like sub-decks in it that you can customize and build. You have grey cards, which are like specialist cards that pop up. But there's a lot of customization and options. Now, let us dive in. I think we're going to dive into a new campaign, and I will explain how the game works. Like, the tutorial isn't bad. But let's try tutorials, shall we?
Hi there.
Welcome to your first day at the office. Since you are new here, I'm going to give you some pointers. So let's start a new game. See you on the streets. So basically, this is how the game works, which is that you have a set amount of lives, as you can see here. These are items that you can buy at shops or get as rewards from basically actions throughout your campaign. Your campaign is split up into years, so it's every business year. So you can see here we have a piggy bank, which gives us money every turn. We have suspicious suitcase, which basically gives us a chance of even more money with 20% chance of return. And we draw a random business card at the beginning of the game, which is basically one of the ways you can make money. And you also have your competitors. Now, the game is split up between competition, shops, basically a debt action that you can use to buy for transfer cards or pay off debt, and sort of an encounter a card, which you can flip to get a random event. This game works in a very specific way, which is that you have 2 systems that you have to manage, which is that you have to manage how much money you have, and you have to manage your debt. If you allow your debt to get too high, it's game over. If you get beaten in business by fighting an adversary, you lose a life and you only have a couple of lives, and then it's game over. But we will dive into that in more detail. Let's go with the security guard. Right. Here we go. Your objective of the game is to amass a certain amount of money faster than your opponent. To do that, you must invest in businesses and workers that generate income for you. But you need money to hire and build, so the item piggy bank will give you $100 every turn, no matter what. So here's our hand. We're going to play this hand. It's a really nice, straightforward hand. This is one of the business cards, as you can see here. This generates a certain amount of income every turn, but putting it down causes us to get debt on top of having to pay money for it. And this is a work card, which will basically generate money for us every turn without giving us debt. And this is a henchman card, which will be played on the field. And this is an action card, which you can use, similar to most deck builders, you can use against hostile cards or friendly cards, depending on how you want to play. So here we go. There's our blueprint. Okay, remember to play workers and blitz first. They are the base of a good economy. As you can see here, be careful with your red numbers. If you get to a 5,000 debt, you lose. But don't worry too much right now. You'll find ways to deal with debt. So basically, as you can see here, our blueprint item gave us an extra building card to play, which is always very nice. So, here you go. Items, your items, yeah. Blueprint. So here we go. So the aim of the game is to get to 5,000 dollars before your opponent does. And that can be done in a number of ways. Each deck has different ways of generating income, as you can see here by your income growth. So normally with the faction that we're playing, which is the suit deck or the suit faction, you really want to focus on businesses and like workers. So let's get a business out for 400. Businesses are great for generating fast income, but they also cost debt, the red number, and they can be destroyed by enemy henchmen. Yeah, that's true. Basically, in this game, businesses tend to have the fastest way of producing income, but also coming with the fact that you generate debt, which is something that you have to deal with. We've also put down a worker card, and that's our money reserves spent. We can also throw down a henchman, which we're going to protect our business. Henchmen can protect or attack businesses. They only attack businesses and henchmen in the same lane. They also need to sit for a turn before they are ready to attack. So basically, they can't. Like some cards can. This is the thing that the game doesn't tell you. Some cards can be activated on the turn they put down. Other cards need to wait a turn to basically activate. Now we have 3 lanes here. As you can see, you have the main building street and the 2 roads going next to it. So this is our turn finished. Let's go to the enemy turn. So he generates $100 and he spends it on a startup company. Now it's our turn. We've got to generate $400, so we have 400 left over. So let's first throw down a henchman to go after his business next turn, and we'll throw down a suit to generate some more income. And now we're generating 500 income per turn. Well, he's only generating 100 because he hasn't got anyone working for him, which means that this business isn't producing any money. Okay. Here we go. Now it's our turn. First of all, we've got to attack his business. This guy is wasted, he can't do anything. Now this is an interesting thing about this, which is that you can either put down the same business card on top of an existing business card to give it more. Basically, when you combine it, it gives you more armor, or double armor and double the income. But I tend to do something like this, which I tend to take up building slots, not only because it removes the enemy's ability to put down more businesses, it also means that they're more likely to focus elsewhere where you don't want them to focus. We also then got telephone seller because these cards let you draw a card when you place them. Okay. Every time a business is upgraded, it makes 50% extra dollars. Okay, so that's not great. He's also got its armor up. So, first of all, we're going to keep pounding on that. We've got $800 in place. Let's throw down another suit. And I've got to throw down telephone seller. This henchman can steal from your opponent, but only if they have money. Yeah, so basically that symbol there, the little crook symbol, you basically, it's how much money they steal from the other player. And that can be quite a powerful strategy with certain decks. Okay, so he's throwing down security. He's playing a suit card. Let's throw down another thief. I'm also going to take this guy out with my henchman and then steal from him. By doing so, he's going to have less money in play to do stuff. And with the remaining money that we have, let's go and upgrade. There we go. Cost us some more debt, but our money income has gone up substantially, which is very nice. We also have Payday Lender, which is another henchman. This now gives the opponent debt when we play it. So if you throw this character down, this henchman is a lender and can to add debt to your enemy and give the money to you. So basically he works in a similar way to the crook, but as well as stealing money, he gives the enemy debt in the process. Okay. Now, if we think logically about this, we could put this down to defend, but if we're being sneaky, we can play this card, Magic Tie, which basically converts an enemy's henchman into a worker for us, so we actually get profit while he loses effectiveness. So let's get rid of this person. so he's going to lose income, and we are going to basically give him debt and get money in the process, and then steal money from him and give it to us in the process. And then we're going to throw down the security guard here and steal more money, and you see how it goes. When your deck is empty, you'll receive a bonus card every turn. Okay, this is the thing that you have to be aware of. In other deck building games where the meta, for example, Assault the Spire or anything like that, where the meta of the game is to have as small and as effective deck as possible to draw the cards as quickly as possible, that doesn't happen in this game. Once your hand of cards, as you can see here at the bottom, disappears, you then start to just draw cards at random. And the downside is, these card types, some of them are free, some of them give you debt, and it can be quite nasty for you to run out of cards in your deck, especially if you keep on drawing cards that give you debt, because you have to pay off debt after the game, which eats into your income. So let's play this. We get a card to play, which is nice, but it cost us 100 debt to do it. Let's play the Henchman card. Now, let's continue stealing from him. Okay, you've got another free action card. The show must go on. You get $300 if this is the only card in your hand. Draw a card from your discard pile. As you can see here, our discard pile is quite large. So, another worker, which is fine. And we're giving him more debt and stealing more money. This style of play is slow, because you've got to remember you have to get to $5,000. So even if you just hoard your money and build it up like this, you can still get to the end of the battle and win just by hoarding currency. As you can see, we were going to make a profit of that turn of 1,250, which took us up to our limit, and that's how he did. See, money earned from businesses, 7,800. Money we stole, money stolen by the enemy, money spent on businesses, as you can see here, and all the stuff that's accumulated. That was great. Now you can buy a card. At the end of every battle, you get to purchase one card. Now, in my experience, there is always one card that is half price, and two cards which are full value. This Magic Tie one is actually really nice to have because it allows us to get a worker while removing an enemy henchman, and that can be quite powerful, especially if they're quite powerful henchmen. So let's grab that, and that gets taken out of our budget here, out of our victory pool. So,
another day, another dollar.
You can play 2 out of 3 campaign cards. Choose wisely. So as you can see here, since our end of our first battle, we've got $3,000 left over, and we have a debt of $700. That debt is directly linked to how much debt you have in every battle. So every time you go into battle, you're generating debt. Let's try an event card. Recruiting new staff is a lot of work, and after many boring interviews, you need to select a candidate between these. Select a worker. So we can have either a suit or we can have a salesperson. Personally, I like the salespeople because they give you an extra $100 per business you control. So if you're playing a very business-heavy deck, these are the cards you want to have, which are very nice. Let's grab that person. And now we're going to fight a game developer. They're both the same, both with the same end goal. The difficulty is normally set. You can tell 2 ways in this game how difficult an opponent is going to be. By the size of the amount of money you have to earn and the amount of dollar signs next to that amount. I have seen them they've gone up to, I believe, so far I've seen them go up from 1 to 3 in difficulty. May go further, but I haven't been able to get that far into the game. One thing I will say about this game, though, is one of the issues I have is that the enemy's decks tend to be very well optimized for their playstyles, while your decks tend to be quite hard to optimize, as you end up having to be, I wouldn't say make your decks bulky, because I don't mind that, but it's one of those things where you have to know how to play the game, and there are certain combinations and styles which work together really well. And it's just one of these things where it feels like the RNG is against you, because you can come up against a deck where the deck is really well optimized, and the AI will literally just flatten you. Unless you've got a really well optimized deck, you can't beat them, especially later on in the game. And that can be a bit frustrating. But let's just choose a develop card to go up against. Here we go. So as you can see here, we start with 700 debt and 600 money. This is actually a fairly good hand to play. Let's play it. So, we are going second in the turn order. One thing I will say is I'm not a massive fan of the random card, card toss, well, coin toss to see who goes first, because that can, like, in my experience with this game, that can actually really heavily depend, impact who actually wins. So, it's not always great. Okay. Let's throw a business down. We'll get a bit of debt, but it is how it is. Okay. Let's throw down a security guard to deal with his arcade, and we'll throw down another worker. He's likely going to bring another unit onto the board soon. He's not. Okay, let's just continue punching on him. We'll throw down another security guard to deal with him. And we'll throw down a thief to help steal money from him. Okay. He's going to play that. Next turn, selected business makes an extra $200. Okay, so he's powering up that business a lot. And he's going to play that card, henchman. Okay. Now let's remove him. And get his business, see his income took a hit. Now, there are cards that allow you to move your henchman around. I do suggest you pick them up if you're playing a henchman heavy deck, or just play henchman in general, just to be able to relocate them in lanes. As you can see here, he's played a Council Gamer. I'm not a real fan of that card, so I am going to steal it and turn it into a worker for myself, so we make a bit of extra income. He's got no money to steal, so we can't do anything like that. Yeah, he's going to play another one. That's fine. And he's going to put another business down there. We can't really stop him, unfortunately. Not easily. I'm going to put the guard here to help. We're probably going to lose this thief, which is fine. The guard can go here to basically beat this guy up. I will throw down another thief, and then I'm going to play another office. We'll generate more debt. But that's just how it is. You have to spend money to make money in capitalism. Right, they nullified each other. And he's going to buff that up. So there's not a lot that I can do about that. Let's steal his money away from him so he doesn't have any more stuff to play. Here we go. I don't want to get much more debt. And he's relatively weak. So let's just stay with how we are for now. Managing your debt is one of the main things you have to play in this game. Okay. So he's going to be attacking these businesses, and there's not a lot I can do. So I think what I will do, I'm going to throw this card down. And I will then target him with this card to get rid of him, because I don't want him increasing my debt anymore. So let's go. Okay, so he's going to play another one. Now he's out of cards, so he's actually adding to his... He's getting the same debt cards as we are. Okay. So let's get rid of this. I will play the salesperson, which will give us a nice boost, and I will play another office. It gives us a lot more debt, but it will block him from being able to put down businesses, which will really impact his ability to make money. Now, if I could only just kill that character off. Right, he's pulling a lot of grey cards out. Right, okay. What did we get? Ooh, another salesperson, another telephone seller. Fantastic. Right. We can't target him because they're immune from being targeted, but we can steal from him, which is fine. That's fine. Let's play this. Got another telephone seller. That's fine. But characters that can steal money are really good for dealing with decks that basically just allow them to accumulate funds, like this guy is basically doing. And if you have enough thieves in the field, you can really stop a player from piggy banking their funds. Right, so... And we win the round. We did get a lot more debt though. Our debt nearly doubled. So we have to be careful about that. So what do we want to get? Another security guard. I think I will actually get a salesperson. Just because it means we can make more money. So let's grab that. Which will eat into our income again. Okay. And here's the boss fight. Now we're going into this boss fight with not a massive amount of debt. Because you only lose the game if your debt gets to 5,000. So, since this is the end boss battle, we can actually fairly quickly throw our weight around. Ooh, not actually a great deck. Let's play a new hand. Yeah, still not great, but we can do. We get forced that we get a random business at the beginning of every round, which is really nice. Okay, so I am going to throw down a business to start off with. It will give us debt, but it can be useful. I am then going to throw down a payday lender because he actually has fairly... Actually, wait. I know what cards I know the kind of deck that a food, like a restaurant owner, will have. So let's throw down a security guard instead. Let's see if we can tempt his money out by spending it on a henchman. Okay, so he's throwing down a restaurant. And we need to basically deal with that now. Let's go with him.
I'm here for the money.
That may actually spurn him to waste his money on summoning something else. If not, we can always do something like this, which is throw down a security guard. Throw down a salesperson that will make extra money for us, and then we can start smacking him around, which may spawn the AI into trying to put down henchmen, or he'll waste money on just boosting stuff up. That's fine. Let's steal money from him, throw down a worker, throw down a salesperson to steal money from him. There we go. That was the card I was trying to bait him into playing. Okay, it's our turn. Let's kill that card off. We'll play another telemarketer. And we'll just continue being a pain. Like, I don't expect this henchman to kill this business, but the AI will probably try and protect it because it's the only business he has. In the meantime, we will occupy the final building plot so he can't build any more businesses. And this is his play. He's trying to get these characters out. If you basically this card works is that you own a business, you'll get plus $100 for every henchman you control on its street, basically. So he's trying to build a business and then put henchmen on it to basically give him extra income. So let's not really allow him to do that. I'm just going to continue beating him down, stealing his money. And then he's going to play a rather nasty henchman card, which I'm not going to allow him to keep because we're going to get rid of it. Gives us a worker. We can spend that on getting another worker ourselves, and we're going to upgrade this office. So we're into nearly $2,000 worth of debt, which is not great, but it will give us more leeway. So let's continue to beat him up. We'll steal his money, steal money, and give him debt in the process. Okay, so he's going to continue to throw out his henchmen. Okay. Let's just continue to smack it down. Now, the thing that he is doing is that if I was being clever, I could try and force him to waste his... Well, not waste, but like if he spent lots of money on a single business, it would give him a lot of debt. Because playing businesses causes you to go into debt quite quickly, as you can see. Playing workers, just workers, doesn't tend to give you much debt, but workers don't give you a lot of income. So you need a lot of them to basically make the same amount of money as a business. For example, this level 2 upgraded business, which is giving us $450 per turn, is the same amount of money as... It would have been basically the same amount of money that like 4 of our suits makes it. Well, we'd have to basically have 5 suits to basically make the same amount of money, or to break out, have make more money than just an office that's been upgraded once. So that's the power of businesses, is that they're very quick to make money, but they do cost to actually have them put in play. Okay. So we got a henchman. Nothing particularly outstanding. We're going to knock off his ability to make money. Give him some more debt. And I think at this point I am just going to save my money. Because our next turn, unless he does something really drastic, he can't really stop us. But we should win next turn. There we go. And that is tutorial complete. And that is basically how you play this game. There are a lot of decks. I will show you the different decks. So let's go for a new campaign. Yep, don't mind. There are a lot of decks. One is still being beta tested. But there are 4 main decks you can play, which you will compare Akibara, Gastown, and Beach, and they all played very differently, and they have a different feel to them. And I like this game a lot. I'm not going to lie. Like I say, one thing I will comment on is sometimes it does feel like the AI has really optimized decks to a scary extent. But I like Urban Cards. I've played it more than I would for a normal deck builder game. It's nice. I like the graphic style. I like the art style. The music is nice and catchy. And when you fight boss battles, the bosses feel interesting and unique. I would recommend Urban Cards. Normally, I wouldn't say that for every deck building game I come in contact with. But Urban Cards is a fun little game that you can pick up and play. I will say that I got sent this free for basically for doing a review of it. So my opinion may be slightly biased, just take that into account. But like, it's a solid. If you like deck building games, this game is worth your time to pick up and play. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Urban Cards or Cornish First Look, and I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye.